The goals of the team are the same that every year, really, which is we really try to help each player get a little bit better every day, and hopefully you're playing your very best golf by the end of the season, and that's probably when you need to be playing your very best. And so we really try to focus on that, not so much what anyone else is doing, because that's really an uncontrollable, but really what's within our control. I mean, our mindset and the way we prepare and get ready, and the things that we do to make ourselves ready for the push in May. So that's what we try to do every year. It's funny, every year is so different. It's almost hard to compare one to the other. I mean, the dynamic of the team is totally different. Obviously, we miss the presence of Hallie Ledbetter and Annie Dolman, who were such a big part of our program for so many years, and obviously helped us win an NCAA championship last year. But we're looking for leadership from our upperclassmen, and I think we're a little bit trying to figure out who we are. I think last year at this time we probably knew, somewhat the personality and dynamic of that team, but I think this one is still evolving with 4 new players and really some new leadership roles for some people that weren't necessarily in a position of leadership last year. Yes, I was just putting the schedule, kind of putting it down on the calendar, and I realized how much golf we're going to be playing in a very short period of time, but the hurricane in the fall kind of necessitated us adding a tournament in the spring, which we had to do over spring break so we didn't miss more class. So, but as you look at it on the calendar, it's going to be a lot of golf in a very compressed period of time. The good news is the first 3 events of the season, the Lady Mock, and then the Peggy Kirk Bell Invitational, and then the Augustana Spring Fling, all 3 of those we'll get to play all 10 of our players. So we'll have a very good idea as to who the players are battling for the top 5, and hopefully give them plenty of tournament experience, and maybe somebody in the mix will play their way into that top 5. So it's a great opportunity for them to do that. We talk all the time how in February of last year we finished 7th out of 15, I think, at our home tournament, and then ended up winning the conference championship and then winning the national championship. But in between, there were plenty of finishes where we didn't win, and plenty of other people did. And you look right down the national rankings, and again, there are 4 or 5 teams from the Sunshine State Conference in that top 10. So, there are a lot of people that didn't lose anybody to graduation, so I would assume they're going to be very good again. And we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But I'd say it's going to be very competitive again this year. And now there are a lot of teams around the country who are really kind of dialing it up and really getting better. And so the pressure won't be just within the Sunshine State Conference. It will follow everybody the rest of the year, really.
I think, Nate, it's just to continue what we've been doing. I think that we had as strong a fall as we've had in a good while. We won twice. Not only did we win twice as a team, we had 2 individuals win. Colin won up at the Lemoyne Invitational, and Jacob won at the McDonough Cup. So I think, not only do we have a great, and usually they do go hand in hand, but not only do we have a great team season going, but we've got some individuals. 4 kids are under a scoring average of 75. Colin is at 75.8. And so I really do think, it's just continuation of what we've been doing. Colin breaking through and us just playing him as a transfer from Florida State. He's getting his Crummer MBA. We knew he could play, and he'd been a very good player locally out of Trinity Prep, but just putting him in the lineup and playing him, I think, has had him settle down and become the player that we're used to him playing. He still has some fluctuation, a little bit more than what he and I would like, but I think that's been a big thing. I think just consistency of having the same lineup week after week. While it's hard on some of the guys that are on the bench, that continuity, you get used to traveling with somebody, you know who you're playing with in the practice rounds, and I think that familiarity has helped a great deal. Will Hall, a youngster that was a year ago right there to play, and we ended up redshirting. Man, he breaks through and is doing a great job. Jacob and Barry have been, sensational last year, but then really taking it even to the next level this year. So I think the difference is just the breaking through. We had kids that were working just as hard a year ago, but we just couldn't get over the hump and punch through. And, this year, obviously, we have. Yeah, we've talked about it not only in golf, but in so many of our sports, but golf certainly is the Sunshine State Conference is the Rolls Royce, the Cadillac, the Lamborghini, whatever you want to call it. I think right now we've got 7 teams ranked in the top 19 in the country. What goes on in the South region usually is a great indication of what's going on nationally. And our league will just be a murderer's row with, we're ranked 7th. You've got a bunch of other teams that are in the top or even ranked ahead of us. So our league, if you can survive our league, I think the year we finished 2nd in the country, we finished 4th in our league. So, golf is timing. Golf is playing well at the right time, but certainly the guys at Southern and Nova and Barry and St. Leo and Tech, they've all got really good teams. We ended in the fall ranked 7th in the country with 2 wins, but again, we're going to be at Florida Southern playing at their place here in a few weeks. Then we go to Cuscowilla and Kinderloo Forest, which put all the really good teams in the Southeast together in one venue. So those will be great challenges and great tests for us. But I think our kids are excited about them. They've gotten a taste of winning. They really have worked hard, and now they're really seeing some results come from all that hard work.